wanted to do an updated video because I know that the world is really crazy right now. There's a lot going on and there's a lot of expensive things in this world. Like, why? It's crazy. The cost of living in Australia is really, really, really high. And I know it can seem a little daunting, all the costs associated with moving across the world, right? But I can assure you that it is well worth it, especially if you're a young person trying to decide what to do with your life. If you're really keen to travel, but you're not sure exactly how to go about it, I do think an IEC visa is like the perfect opportunity for you. Number one, you can still work. It's a working holiday, right? It's not just like you're going traveling and you have no income. You're still going to have income and you're going to live a really, really cool life. So that is super, super exciting, right? Like, what the heck? There are not many people in the world right now that get to have those cool experiences. And I do think that you can be one of those. But you just need to have a little bit of patience and you need to have some plans in place. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to really, really quickly tell you all of the costs so we can work it out for your budget, right? If I do have a much longer video that I'm going to list up here, that's going to go into much more detail and have a little bit more nuance on, you know, the varying costs and everything like that. But if you want just a really, really quick summary of the little things, that's going to add up and we're going to total it and then we're going to work it out together. Again, I'm not going to explain anything. We're just going to go with it. Disclaimer, there are some things that vary in price, right? So this is just going to be an average. For things like snowboarding gear and that kind of thing, it varies so much. You can go really cheap or you can go expensive. So it really depends on your budget. But this is just going to be basically the average of what you're going to spend. Probably in my old video too, I explained the big cost, but I really want to touch on those little things too, because the little things add up, let me tell you that. But it also proves that the little things add up in a different way with saving, which I will try and make another video on in the future. If I do, it'll be in the link below, but it might not be for a while. But I am a firm believer in saving and being able to save. When I moved to Canada, the year prior, I think it was for a full year, I worked 7 days a week. I worked full-time Monday to Friday, and then I worked part-time on the weekends. It was rough. It was painful. I did not go out. I did not do anything. I went home and I ate my dinner and I went to bed. I did not have fun for basically a year so that I could have fun for 3 years and not have to worry at all. So it is really, really definitely about sacrifice. And again, it's about planning. So if you are starting this journey, I do really recommend my Working Holiday ebook. It's the perfect companion for a step-by-step on everything that you need to know for getting your visa, getting a job, just everything that you've ever needed to know about Working Holiday. That will be in that ebook for you. So you can check that out in the link below. Let's get into it. Sorry, it's getting kind of dark, but okay, let's do this. Before you get your visa, you're going to need something really, really important. That's a passport. I know some people don't have a passport, so that is going to cost you roughly 420 Australian dollars. When you are doing your visa to get over to Canada, there are some costs involved in getting the visa. Well, before the visa, your documents, police certificate, $42. It's so hard for me to say that, and like the price may change, okay? But let's just say, for this example, $42. To get a digital photo made online so that's the correct specifications and the right lighting and everything, you take a photo of yourself and you'll pay $10 to make it perfect for your visa. If you want to have a resume template already organized for you, that's going to be around $15. The cost for getting your visa organized is going to be 350 Canadian dollars. After that, you're going to have to do your biometrics. So that means you're going to have to travel somewhere. That cost will vary, but let's say you spend a couple $100 in flights or, you know, the train or whatever that may be. So you've got your visa now. Now we are organizing to come over, right? So for traveling, you're going to need a suitcase. If you don't already, I definitely recommend getting a big suitcase and a little suitcase. You definitely need it. That's going to be about $100. A passport holder, really good to keep your passport safe, $15. If you end up bringing extra luggage over, say you already have a snowboard and you want to bring it, that's going to be about $100 extra a bag, or like for an oversized bag. So keep that in mind. You're going to need insurance. So insurance is going to this is going to be a big one. That's going to cost you about $2,000. If you need help organizing your insurance, I have a really good video on it, and I have an affiliate link in the description of this video. If you use that, it's going to help support me, and and you can use that as like a good guide for getting a quote to work out how much you're going to spend. You're also going to have to buy a flight to come over, right? It's probably going to be a one-way flight. It can vary, but let's say you're going to spend about $1,000 to $1,500 for that flight. as you enter Canada and get your visa, you need to show proof of funds. You need to show that you have the equivalent of 2,500 Canadian dollars in your bank account. So right now, I think they're pretty much 1-to-1, but if the Canadian dollar goes up, that means you need to have more Australian dollars than that. So make sure you go on Google and do CAD to AUD, put in 2,500 and make sure you have the equivalent of that. You also need to show that you have either a return flight booked or enough money for it. So then you're going to add on about 1,000 to that as well. So you're going to need to make sure that you have at least like $4,000 in savings ready to go to show for your immigration. Once you have got your visa and you're in Canada and life is good, you're probably going to stay in Vancouver or Calgary to start with. So that's going to cost you around minimum $100 a night. I would say closer to $150, $200 a night. So budget that depending on how many nights you're going to stay in Vancouver. I recommend at least 2. So let's say $300. You're going to catch a train from Vancouver to the city. That's going to be like $5 to $10. You're going to eat food because you're a human being that needs to stay alive. I would budget around $50 a day in Vancouver because, you know, number one, expensive. Number two, you're living your life. Sorry, the lighting's going to change like crazy. I don't know what's happening with the weather out there. You're going to catch a bus from Vancouver to Whistler, or if you're going to Banff, Calgary to Banff. That's going to be about $70 to $100 depending on the service that you get. If you're staying in staff housing or really any housing, you're going to have to pay a deposit as well. So the normal staff housing is around $200 deposit. That has to be paid before you arrive. Then once you are in Whistler and life is good, you are probably going to buy some winter gear to keep warm. Gloves, beanies, jackets, whatever. Can range depending on how much you want to buy, but I would budget at least $500 for that. You're also going to do a big shop when you first get here. You're going to get groceries, you're going to get cleaning supplies, you're going to get random stuff. That's going to be about $200. You're going to get a bus pass, a monthly pass, or you're going to add it onto your account. That's going to be about $50 to start with. Then you're going to get snowboarding gear or skiing gear. That, again, can range. I'm going to say minimum $1,000. So if we add all that up, roughly, before you enter Canada, you are going to be spending around $4,000, okay? And that does not include your proof of funds. So you're going to be spending $4,000 and you're going to have about $4,000 in savings. I would recommend more than that, but let's just go with that for minimum. Then once you arrive, you're going to spend $1,000 on stuff you actually need and then another $1,000 on your riding gear, depending on what you need / want. So let's do some math. 4, 5, 6 plus funds. So overall, in your time planning, you're going to want to aim for that 10,000 mark, right? I know that sounds like a lot. I know that sounds daunting, but keep in mind the stuff before that you come is not all in one go. It is over months, right? You start with your visa, then you get your flights, right? So every time you save a little bit of money, then you'll be spending a little bit of money. So I hope that clears up the costs. Again, if you need any help, definitely check out my ebook. Definitely message me, whatever you need to do. I'm happy to help. But yeah, my big one is just making sure that you save. You need to be smart with your money. You need to budget it. And now that you have the exact numbers, nothing should scare you. Nothing should seem overwhelming. If you know how much money you're making in your current job right now, you can ease, and your expenses, which you can also work out, your fixed and versus your variable, you can work out how long it's going to take you to save that money. Maybe it's not this winter you come, maybe it's next winter. From there, the world is your oyster, right? If you keep saving, that means just a better life, right? You get to go on more holidays and get to do more things and not have to worry, right? Maybe you don't have to work as much. That's my budget. That's my budget for you. I hope that helps. And yeah, again, I have so many videos on getting your IEC visa, so that should help. This is a great playlist. This is a great place to start. And if you're here and excited, so am I. So yeah, I hope that helps you. And I should go because I'm rambling. I really do appreciate you if you made it this far. And yeah, good luck. Bye.